certainly hope that that doesn't happen, but I'm not going to mince words. This is the most catastrophic event that we have faced and been able to plan for in any of our lifetimes.
In the aftermath, I often wonder to myself, man, should we have been a little bit more prepared for this?
Like the power was off. There was like trash everywhere. People were like sitting in bank ATM machines, just like plugging their phone in so they could call their
they were
friends
like
and
banded together. You know, if I wanted to get cash out at the ATM because there was actually electricity, I would have to step over probably 20, 30 people to get there.
So you were in real danger then?
In very much danger, sir. Very much.
And how did they get you out?
They took boats and got us out.
Feel good to be on dry land?
Feels good to be on dry land. I've lost my home. I lost my car. I have a job. I do have a job. I work at Englewood Hospital, so I do have a job.
It's going to go to the library, but that was shut. We're going to go to the World Trade Center, but that was shut. We're going to go to Century 21, but that was shut. So for the last couple of days, we just kind of stayed in our hotel rooms and wandered around the streets and saw all the things that we couldn't go to.
And I can tell you that this is something that people are going to wake up and see, and for many of them, it's going to be a demarcation point in their life. They're always going to remember where they were. They're going to remember the storm. In fact, we actually spoke with some town officials last night. We spoke with the town warden. He's been here his entire life. He said that during that time, he's never seen water rise as high as it has on many of the roadways.
A customer told me at the store,
Yeah.
I was working and they were talking about the hurricane, and it was going to be the same as Hurricane Irene, and so everyone was thinking it was going to be really windy and they were just going to stay in for the day, that kind of idea, but it definitely wasn't like that.
I'm from the UK, where we don't really have things like hurricanes, so I was a bit worried at first, but I think they definitely downplayed it, work downplayed it, and the media upplayed it a lot, so I wasn't really sure what was going to happen.
Happening with a bang. A massive storm. Hurricane Sandy churning its way northward. It's going to have some big impacts, and we'll be covering them. 4 p.m. Eastern time now. If you haven't done so already, you still have a couple of hours of daylight left here in the East Coast. It's the time to prepare for Sandy now. Don't wait. Hurricane Sandy will impact close to 50 million of you in the next few days, and it will be impacting in a very big way.
My family was so paranoid, my mom was so paranoid that she even made me take out all the money in my bank account, just in case there was no power, and then like there's a mass takeover, like all this stuff. Like,
the zombie apocalypse just happens.
Yeah, and I can just like throw $20 bills at them. Yeah.
Well, they stopped all the transport for one. They shut all the train stations, all the subways certainly. They only had some buses running. A lot of taxis didn't even run on the Monday evening, going into the Tuesday morning. There were lots of sandbags up against the doors for days and days afterwards.
The MTA shutting things down at 7 o'clock, about 10 minutes ago. Tell us how it's going, Kevin.
We have begun an orderly shutdown or suspension of service on subways as of 7 p.m. We will begin the suspension of bus service at about 9 p.m. with sufficient capacity to allow folks to leave multiple areas if they haven't done so yet to reach safe destinations.
Well, we know that the area we were in, the only thing that happened was a crane got snapped off a building. There were lots of floods, lots of subways flooding around Lower Manhattan, and Queens, Brooklyn areas had it pretty bad. I think Staten Island as well. I know there was lots of flooding, 80 house fires, I think, altogether. However many thousands of people without power for weeks.
It's only getting worse, as Darlene mentioned, and I'm starting to feel this wind really almost knock me over facing this direction now. So again, the storm, we're really feeling Sandy at this point, and again, only getting worse.
The storm hit, and sure, it was scary, but the actual storm wasn't the scary part. Mm-hmm. The aftermath was probably the worst. And we were supposed to fly out on that Monday, and we got postponed, and then we flew out on the Friday, and during that week, it felt like it was getting worse and worse as businesses were opening. Like we go to a restaurant and the menu would only have 3 things because they haven't got a food shipment. Everyone was running out of food. By the end of the week, there was
even no gas. Yeah, like we had to take like a luxury town car service to the airport that was $100 because regular taxi cabs didn't have any gas.
You get past 29th, there's no power. None of the shops are open. All the streets are kind of abandoned. The only things that you'd see people with like garbage bags. And I guess they're coming from like their apartments, cleaning out their stuff.
And I expect they're going to have a major presence here.
We'll be working with them now to start to lay out the plans for damage assessment. That's the next step. And then we lay out a plan for how we recover.
What do you say? He's an asshole. Man, what a blowhard. He's an asshole. Oh, the mayor didn't listen to me. I told him.
I mean, one of the kind of funny parts was I got so many messages, Facebook messages, phone messages from people back home asking if we were okay. And of course we were fine, nothing was going on, but I just was struck by how many people wanted to make sure that we were okay. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Other than that, yeah, it kind of looked like the city just sort of slowed down. Everybody kind of went inside. It sort of seemed like everybody went inside, waited it out, and then, you know, by Friday, Saturday, it seemed to start to come back to life.